I mean, this story is going to be a big one all year long. It's only just starting with the news that the Dodgers have signed him. And we're going to get into all of it over the next couple hours, including, the bridesmaids, the teams that were rumored to be in pursuit that fell just short. We're hearing reports this morning that there were commensurate offers made by the Mets, by the Yankees. We'll talk about that later, but first let's talk about this deal as it pertains to the Dodgers by saying good morning to J.P. Morosi, who was probably following along the text chain yesterday when most of us were fast asleep, or some of us were chasing points in the Washington-Portland NBA game. I mean, it's, maybe there's a guy like that. JP, good morning. Give us your thoughts. 12 for 325. This is a big story.
Matt and Cam, good morning to both of you. You're exactly right, Matty. This is monumental news around the baseball world. And to pick up on a point you just made a moment ago, remember this. The Dodgers are one of the first two teams anywhere in Major League Baseball to open their spring camp because their season begins in Seoul, South Korea. So there's going to be even earlier and greater media attention on the Dodgers who open first. So keep that in mind. But this really is an extraordinary 24-hour span for the Los Angeles Dodgers and Yamamoto. I checked in late last night, so early in the morning Japan time, on why the decision was made here. And I was told simply by a source who knows the Japanese baseball scene very well, Yamamoto simply wanted to be a Dodger and play with Ohtani in no particular order. Because as we heard Mark Feinstein report earlier this morning, the Mets offered the same deal. Now, the piece of the deal that we don't know exactly yet is when the opt-outs happen. And that is really important because as we've seen in many significant transactions in recent years, having those opt-outs and when they fall tend to dictate a lot the leverage points of the deal and where the risk is. And so certainly the Dodgers taking a tremendous vote of confidence in Yamamoto's ability to A, succeed at the major league level, and B, stay healthy for 12 years. That is an extraordinary amount of time. As we heard Mark make the point, the Yankees actually offering a higher AAV, but this was why. The reason in terms of the duration of the deal had a lot to do with one of the most important numbers of all, and that is 25, his age. You see it there, the length of the contract. The value, yes, is important, and obviously he gets $1 million more than Cole, but for me, it's that number of years, and certainly the AAV for Cole was higher, but the duration of the deal for Yamamoto says a lot about where we are as an industry, and very importantly, Matty and Cam, the value of getting a player who has that sweet spot of enough experience that he can perform at a high level, as we saw in the World Baseball Classic, as we have seen with 3 straight Sawamura awards, and yet still young enough that in Major League Baseball, you see 23 and 24-year-olds who are considered prospects, and he's 25. So it's that sweet spot of achievement, but also a lot of youth that explains why he has signed this landmark contract.
I mean, now people are speculating, JP, that since they've blown the roof right off of the bank here, why not keep spending if you're the LA Dodgers? I don't know what other needs they would feel like they have to address. Starting pitching was one of them, certainly, but now you add Glass now and Yamamoto, and then you get Ohtani when he's healthy again down the road. I mean, is there more in store for the Dodgers, or can we put a bow on this for the winter in L.A.?
That's a great question, Matt. I think that in that 5th spot, and we'll see, do they want to layer in a little bit more insurance where Yarborough's position is? We may also at some point see Clayton Kershaw come back. I could envision someone in the range of a Michael Lorenzen, shorter-term deal, perhaps, California guy. I don't think they're going to be in there on Snell. We have to, at some point in time, leave some starting pitching for the rest of the industry. Sheehan, Grove, and Stone. One of the reasons why I like this move a lot is it allows Sheehan, Grove, and Stone to have a little bit more of a comfortable position. They don't have to be the number 3 or 4 starter. They can compete for the 5th spot or go into the bullpen as well. It is a very, very comfortable situation now, really for everybody on that board that we just saw, where none of them have to be the guy necessarily as the number one starter and feel all that pressure. I think also in terms of a deal-making environment, Matt and Cam, I should point this out too. Tyler Glasnow's agent also represents Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And so the Glasnow extension was done a week ago with the same agency and agent, Joel Wolf. And so there was already that deal-making environment with Joel to where I think that it was a natural transaction to complete. Certainly, Yamamoto's choice of where he wanted to pitch was paramount. He had the choice of, as Mark Feinsand said, the same deal, effectively, Dodgers or Mets. He wanted to be a Dodger, but I do think there was already that momentum and comfortability between Joel Wolf and the Dodgers, and two massive deals struck. And again, if you just even look at Glasnow and Yamamoto, especially when you add in the posting fee, that is $500 million for those two alone, not even including Ohtani. It's an extraordinary amount of money and commitment the Dodgers have made just in the last couple of weeks.
JP, way to go, man. You're on the right trajectory on all this stuff.
Keep
Good
doing
job.
your thing, man. You're on the right trajectory,
Keep doing your
man.
thing, man.